Hi everyone, welcome to our forum. I'm the moderator, Jeremy Hugh. Today, basically, we will be discussing about time travel, parallel universe, as well as extraterrestrial. These are the frequently asked fictional questions by most of the people since the last decades. As a result, I'm so delighted to have invited Hock Nien, Kabilan, as well as Irfan to share a little of their perceptions on these topics. So my first question to you, Hock, is time travel possible?
First, I would like to clarify that time and space is related. So it is possible to travel in time. There are few ways that we can travel in time. Firstly, is that we must travel at the speed of near to the speed of light. So let's give an example. If you take a spaceship and travel out to space, the speed of light, near to the speed of light, and return back to Earth, our clock will be ticking slower than the clock ticking on Earth. So, but this is just a theory. Another way is that we can travel through the wormhole. So when we travel through the wormhole, it allows us to travel from one distance to another distance at a shorter period of time. So it's basically a shortcut for us to travel from one point to another point. So let's give this an example. So from this is one mouth of the wormhole and this is another mouth of the wormhole. So let's say that from here to here, it takes around like 500 billion light years to travel. So if we fold it and make it into a fabric, so the distance between the first mouth of the wormhole and the second mouth of the wormhole will be shorter. So since time is related with space, traveling into the wormhole, let us maybe travel to the future or to the past.
However, I think I would like to disagree because what I mostly saw on videos about wormholes is just they were a portal from one distance to another, as what you mentioned, but without any implications on time, based on what I've read. So can you clarify further?
Okay, so let's say if we manipulate the wormholes, we take one of the openings to a high-speed journey and bring it back to its origin. So it makes that the two openings of the wormhole has different time, so it causes time dilation. So it ended up us not only travel from one distance to another distance, but it enabled us to travel from a moment of time to a different moment of time. Maybe we could end up in the past or in the future.
So I would like to ask, is there any customized medium for people to time travel?
Right now there isn't, but theoretically there is. It's called the time machine. You can relate the working principle of the time machine with the working principle of the wormhole. But the problem is that the tube of the wormhole is smaller than the size of an atom. So it's impossible for us, we human, to travel into the tube. In order to do that, we have to expand the mouth of the wormhole. But if we expand the mouth of the wormhole, it causes radiation. And once it causes radiation, the wormhole will collapse. So if we go into the wormhole, we will not travel back to the past, to the future, or back to the present.
I'm curious, I have a question over here. We were talking about time traveling, traveling to near to the speed of light. So if we travel that fast, is it possible that the time freezes around us?
So in order to freeze the time, we need to travel at the speed of light. But if we want to travel faster, if we freeze the time to travel faster, it's impossible because when we freeze the time, the surrounding of us would freeze as well, including us. So it's really impossible for us to travel faster when we freeze the time of the surrounding. Yeah.
So as what we have discussed, I can conclude that time travel is theoretically possible, but there's still a long way to go in order to make it into a success. So Kabilan, I would like to ask you, does parallel universe exist?
Okay, if If you ask me yes or no, I would say no, because there is no any evidence proving that the existence of a parallel universe. But then there are a lot of theories suggesting that there might be a parallel universe. This is because a matter is made of atoms, and atoms are made of subatomic atoms, which are known as electrons, neutrons, and protons. These three makes an atom, and these atoms makes an matter. Okay, if this matter can make me over here, it is possible for it to make somewhere else. Probably not in this universe, but then beyond this universe, somewhere else. It is possible for it to make, because all the matters over here are made up of three subatomic particles, which is the electron, neutron, and proton. So if you ask me, I would say that there might be parallel universe somewhere else. Okay, because these are the three common particles which you can find all over the universe.
Thank you.
So relating to the parallel universe, there's this portal, maybe it's a myth, called the Bermuda Triangle. So is there any first encounter or first portal in the world?
Okay. First of all, I'd like to clarify this thing about Bermuda Triangle. Bermuda Triangle is just a myth. Okay, so far all the research that I've done, Bermuda Triangle is known as a myth. It's not proven as a portal to a parallel universe. But then there are suggestions that's stating that black holes might be a portal to another universe. Okay, this is suggested by Professor Stephen Hawking. He said this because all we know about black hole is that it sucks things. Now, even light can't escape the black hole. So it sucks everything. So what is it doing with all this information? So it could be an opening to another universe. It sucks everything and splits up through a white hole somewhere else. So it could be an opening to another universe. That's what physicists are suggesting, that black holes might be a portal to another universe. Yeah, that's what I think.
Just clarifying what I'm thinking right now. You say a black hole is a portal, like an entrance, and then the white hole is an exit, correct? So, because you know black is the opposite of white, then you suck, the opposite of it is split up. So, is that considered an alternate universe or a parallel universe?
Okay, let me clarify you this thing. Difference between alternate universe and a parallel universe. Okay, these two are not same as it seems like, as it sounds like. Alternate universe is different from parallel universe. Parallel universe has its own starting and it goes on, which means like our universe has its own starting, which is known as Big Bang. Our universe starts with the Big Bang. So this parallel universe has its own starting, right? It might has its own Big Bang and it goes on. It has its own timeline, it goes on. But this alternate universe branches out from our universe. Let's say this is our universe over here, and the alternate universe branches out from this universe due to different decision makings. Every day we make a lot of decisions. For example, today morning I decided to come to school. I have the option to either come to school or skip school.
Yes.
So if I decided to come to school, then the outcome might be different. So I would be in a different universe. If I decide to not attend school, if I decide to skip school, then probably my outcome might be different. So I'll be in an alternate universe, somewhere else.
Right.
So alternate universe is mainly due to a different decision making. But parallel universe, it's on its own, which means there might be a version of me over there, but it's not a student. I'm not a student there. I might be someone else. I might be working, or I might be something else, but not a student. Right?
So Kabilan, is there a possibility for human beings traveling to different universes?
Okay. If the human is trying to travel through black hole, then I would say it's no, because there's no way of them surviving in a black hole. But then physicists are suggesting that humans are constantly traveling through universes. Traveling through universe. This is because of different decision making they're making. Every decision has its own outcome, which means it leads to a alternate universe, a different universe, due to a different outcome. So they are constantly traveling through universe due to their different decision making, because different decision brings a different outcome. So the environment will be different for every decision. So that's what the physicists are suggesting, that humans might be constantly traveling through universe. Yeah.
Okay. So in a nutshell, parallel universe is such a theory even if evidence comes from the outside. As a result, it is yet to be theoretically proven. So Irfan, I would like to ask you, what are extraterrestrials? Can you briefly explain?
Alright, sure. Well, extraterrestrials,
Yes.
they are defined as life as in microorganisms or any beings that originate from other planets besides Earth, or that they do not originate from Earth. So there are two hypotheses covering the existence of aliens, which is the first one: if they exist, their evolution would have occurred independently in other planets throughout the universe. Okay, and the other hypothesis called panspermia, which is not so widely accepted by scientists and people alike, is that as humans, we originated from one microorganism traveling throughout space, from one life to another, searching for suitable living conditions. So
Relating to aliens, there's this place in Peru that has Nazca lines. So a lot of people say that these Nazca lines were made by aliens. So maybe aliens came before us, before the human era. Could you clarify that?
yeah, sure. The Nazca lines are just a bit more information. They drawn in between 500 BCE to 500 CE, so a long time ago, thousands of years. So I understand why people say that maybe aliens did the drawings or helped do the drawings, because they were gigantic and they were not simple lines and just stupid drawings. They were animals. You can see monkeys. It's very complex drawing. So for thousands of years back, it would be very hard for just mere humans to do it. Correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
Right. However, I think the lack of concrete evidence showing that aliens actually helped in the making of those lines does not prove that aliens helped or did those lines. Maybe humans back in the day were very hardworking.
So, what is Fermi paradox? Can you briefly explain?
Oh yeah, sure.
Yes, sir.
So in relation to why there's no evidence of alien life existing, is closely related to the Fermi paradox, where the very high possibility of life existing, of extraterrestrial life existing, but the lack of evidence showing so. So to show you, there are around 400 billion stars in the Milky Way alone. And to remind you, this is just the Milky Way and not the observable universe. So the Milky Way is our home galaxy. And from those 400 billion stars, there are 20 billion sun-like stars, such as ours. And 1/5 of those stars has a Earth-sized planet, which is in the habitable zone, which is such as ours, not too far from the sun, and not too close from the sun, also.
Okay.
So, if from those planets that are in the habitable zone, if only 0.1% of them has alien life on them, there will be 1 million planets which has alien life actively running in the planet. But still, we have there's no evidence, and 1 million planets is a lot just in the Milky Way alone.
Your ET topic, such as when you see that there is a lot of options, probability that there might be living extraterrestrials around us, but then you see there is no evidence. Can you explain why there is no evidence until now?
Yes, sure. So this is backed by the hypothetical barrier, which scientists call the Great Filter. So there are two possibilities. One is the Great Filter is behind us, and the Great Filter is ahead of us. So it's closely related to alien life. So to say that it's the Great Filter is behind us means we have already passed that Great Filter. And for example, the Great Filter is creating complex life. So as we all know, we originated from microorganisms and later formed complex microorganisms, and later through evolution we became humans, correct? Yeah. So say that we are able to pass the first Great Filter, but aliens such as microorganisms on other planets are not able to pass that barrier and are not able to make complex life. So that's why we don't see any evidence of them, because they are just mere microorganisms. So the other possibility is that there's a Great Filter ahead of us. So if it's ahead of us, it means that we are bound to meet it sooner or later. correct? So aliens might have already tried to pass through the Great Filter ahead of us, and the Great Filter ahead of us is surpassing the Type 1 civilization.
Oh,
So after you harness the total energy from a planet,
you'll be able
yeah,
to.
there might be war.
Oh,
There might be the planet's core might break down because you already harness all the energy from the planet. So when an alien and other aliens try to surpass a Type 1 civilization, it would all be doomed.
Mm.
So however, that's a bad thing for us
Yes.
because we are going to meet it sooner or later, right?
Mhm.
Yes.
So at the end of this, Earth of the universe,
Yeah.
end of our Earth.
End of our life.
Ah,
So hope that answers the
yeah.
question.
Okay, so I can conclude that UFO sightings have been recorded throughout the history. However, their existence are yet to be proven. So in general, even though we know that white collars, especially mathematicians, physicists, as well as scientists, have been trying their best to clear the doubts of us human beings. However, there's still a big question mark left for us. So I sincerely hope that the points given by three of the panelists here would eventually satisfy your curiosity towards the mysteries of universe. Thank you. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you, panelists.
Thank you.